Hello, and welcome to this short digital lecture about how diseases can cause a range shift in species. As you all know, the coronavirus COVID-19 has caused a worldwide pandemic. Millions of people across the world have been infected, and tens of thousands have died of this disease. Scientists say there is hope though, since they believe that due to higher temperatures in the summer months, much less people will get affected during this period. This is an excellent example of how the climate can influence the spreading of diseases. But what has this to do with range shifts? To understand this, we will look at the spread of avian malaria in Hawaii as a study case. Avian malaria is a disease that is caused by the parasite Plasmodium, which is spread in Hawaii by the mosquito Culex quinquefasciatus. Plasmodium, after entering the bloodstream of the birds via mosquito bite, reproduces in red blood cells of the birds. The blood cells are destroyed during this process, and if there are too many parasites in the bloodstream, it can lead to anemia and eventually death. C. quinquefasciatus arrived on Hawaiian Islands in the year 1826 by lifting on ships or Western immigrants, and has caused more extinct birds than anywhere else in the world. Virtually every individual of endemic species below 1200 meters in elevation has been limited by the disease. Luckily, the mosquitoes are limited to the lower elevations below 1500 meters. This is due to the fact that the larvae of the mosquito cannot develop properly in cold temperatures that are present at these heights. Due to climate change though, global temperatures are rising, which means that the mosquito will be able to reach and reproduce at high elevations, which in turn will cause a decline in the range of the endemic birds of Hawaii to even higher elevations. This change in range size of the endemic birds from lower to higher areas is called a range shift. And as you can see, it is clearly caused by the ability of the avian malaria to reach the higher elevations due to climate change. This figure shows how big the range shift of avian malaria will be if global temperatures rise only 2 degrees Celsius. As you can see, the effects are huge. This is not the only example of a disease that possibly will cause a range shift in species due to climate change. In your textbook, on page 75, you can find a spotlight block that tells the story of how the fungal disease Batrachochytrium dendrobatidius affects the range of the harlequin frog in Latin America in a very similar way. These examples show how diseases can and probably will cause a range shift all over the world due to climate change. We have to keep in mind though that this will only be the case for species that still will have the ability to change their range. For species that cannot do this, due to the fact that they already live at the highest elevation or to other environmental barriers, it will quite possibly mean extinction. Hopefully though, we as human beings and scientists in training can help to avoid this, and that's why it is important to study this theme. Let's summarize what we have learned today by looking at the coronavirus again. Let's imagine that the virus was even more deadly and spread even faster than it already can, and that there was no possible way to find a cure or vaccine. What will happen to the range of humans as a species? Will our range shift A. Reduce to areas in the world with higher temperatures, B. Reduce to areas in the world with lower temperatures, or C. Will it not change at all? Keep in mind that less people get infected at higher temperatures. If you answered A, you are correct. As said before, climate change will lead to a rise of the global temperatures. What kinds of range shift will this cause in our hypothetical world? Will it lead to A. a decrease in range, B. an increase in range, or C. will the range of human beings not change at all? If you answered B, you are correct. I hope that this lecture, in combination with the quiz, has helped to give a better understanding of how diseases can cause a range shift in species and that you all can understand why it is important to study it. I wish you good luck with studying and hope to see you soon. Until that moment though, try to limit your own range by staying home and staying safe. Goodbye!